Hey, 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 it's Laquita Joseph with eXp Realty. Good evening. So, this week we are tackling step number three in the home buying process. So, last week we covered steps one and two, of course. So, if you watched, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you did not watch, step one, of course, from last week was to find you a real estate agent, which is and then step two was to find you a lender and to get pre-approved. So now step three, we are moving to the fun stuff. So step three in this home buying process is to start searching for homes, to look for properties. That's what everybody thinks about when they think about a realtor. I know you think that all we do all day is run around and show people houses and in and out and looking at all of these beautiful properties and all of the beautiful things people have done to their homes and being creative and all of those great things. But that's not true. That's just one step in the process. So, but that's what we're going to talk about tonight is okay, what does that really mean? Okay, so once you're ready, you've gotten through, you have your real estate agent, you have me, great. And you've found a lender and you have been pre-approved. And so now that you have been pre-approved, now you know how much house you can afford. So now we can go on the search. We're going to go searching and looking for that perfect property that you're going to call home. Okay? So, what do you do next? So, first of all, we need to look at your criteria. You know, what is it that you are looking for? What type of home are you looking for? So, there are multiple types of homes that you can buy, right? So, and when I say type of home, I'm referring to the architectural structures. So, different people like different types of architecture. Some may not even know, you may not care, you know, as long as the home meets your other needs, your other criteria that we're going to cover. But some people are very specific about what they're looking for, whether they want a bungalow. You know, a bungalow is just a property that's a little smaller, little home. It's very cozy and it's quaint and things like that. Others are looking for a colonial style. You'll see that a lot up north in northern states. They have a lot of colonial type homes. You may be looking for a ranch style home because maybe you don't want to climb stairs. You prefer to just be on one level, you know, in your home. Also, there's another style called a craftsman style home. It's an American craftsman style home. It typically has beautiful gables, porches, and things of that nature. So, what type of home are you looking for? So, if you have a specification, then you would provide that to your real estate agent, me. Next, what are your criteria? So when I say criteria, so looking at, you know, how many bedrooms do you want? Or how many bedrooms do you need in this property? You know, how many bathrooms are you looking for? And how many bathrooms do you actually need? Do you need full baths? You know, do you prefer bathrooms with tubs versus tub and shower or just a shower? Because they come very different. It just depends on the home. Sometimes there's not a tub, you know, in one of the rooms, you know. So is that important to you to have tubs in all of the rooms? What is it that you're looking for? Also, like, do you need a bonus room? Like some people want a bonus room, or better yet, a man cave or she cave, whatever you want to call it. You know, you may be looking for something like that because you may just want a space where you can just go to and be alone sometime and just wind down from a hard day's work. So you may want that space. Also, you may be looking for something with a basement. So that's other criteria that you would put on your list and that you're looking for. Whether that basement is a partial basement, is it full light? Is it finished? Is it unfinished? Does that matter? Do you want to do a project? So maybe you're okay with a small project and you want to finish the basement the way that you would prefer to at a later date. So you may want an unfinished basement. You may have some specific things that you want to do. Maybe you have a home business or a hobby or something of that nature that you would like to use that space for. Also, do you want a porch? Like some people are into porches. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be truthful. I'm into porches. So I have to have a porch. I love my porches, and it just makes me feel so at home to have that. And so some people really are into that. Also, are you looking for something that's a waterfront? Some people want a waterfront home. Maybe you want a lake house or something. So you want that property to have a lake, or maybe there's a pond, maybe there's a man-made pond or something of the sort on the property that would benefit you, or you could see the need. Maybe you have a pond where you can fish. Some people like to fish every day, and so having that access is beneficial to them. So you've gotten all of these features, you know what style home that you like. And so now what happens is your agent, me, your agent will go into what is called the multiple listing system. And basically, it's a database that contains like all of the properties that have been listed by other agents, maybe even your agent, me. May have listed some properties there as well, but you have access to all of the properties that have been listed in the database, and you can search the database based on the criteria that you've defined. So, based on those things that you've defined as the must haves that you need in a home when you're searching, and put those in. And so, what happens next is there's a list that gets populated that comes out. And that list contains all of the properties that meet that criteria. And one of the key criteria is, and that I missed, I didn't say it before, but that the key criteria is also location, right? So, how did I miss that? Location. Where do you want to actually live? So, what city would you like to be in? Is there a particular area that you're looking for? Like here, in Atlanta could be the city, but within Atlanta, there's so many different areas. You could be in East Atlanta Village. You could be at Grant Park. You could be in Kirkwood. You could be in Inman Park. It's just so many options for you. So where do you want to be? You may have a particular neighborhood that you're looking for. Say, for instance, like the Hathaway, that's in Gwinnett County. So you may say, I want to live in this particular neighborhood. All of my kids' friends live here, or they live close by, and I think highly of this neighborhood. So we really, really want to be there. So that may be an option as well. And then additionally, you may be looking for something pertaining to your school district. So if you have children, that may be a big concern for you, is that, what is the school system like? And do I want to live near a particular one? Maybe your child is in a lot of sports and activities. And so, maybe you want to be in an area where they have a lot of options, and maybe the teams are really great and good. So that may be something that you like. And so that may have been one of your criterias. And so therefore, when that report comes out, that report is going to have those properties located in the area that you've defined. So whether it's the city, you can choose by neighborhood or subdivision, whatever that may be. It could be based on a school system. You can enter that criteria and get that list out. And then in addition to that, that list also will be narrowed down based on those other selectors' criteria that you've defined. So basically, your 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath with a basement and a bonus room on the waterfront, right? So all of that criteria will be listed there. And now you have choices to make. So what happens next is your agent, me, will give you a list, maybe of 10 properties. Hopefully we'll have at least 10 great properties for you to review. And what you will do after that is you will take a look at that 10, and I will have you to narrow that 10 down to 5. So what are your top 5? So you review that list of properties, you can look at what it has, what it doesn't have, understanding your game changers, if it's a breaker, like if it's something that you just got to have and one of those properties doesn't have it, then we'll just automatically scratch it, right? But you'll reduce that list down to 5 first, right? So once you have your 5, now we're going to look at those 5 and say, okay, so of these 5, let's rank them in order from 1 through 5, with 1 being your number one choice. Like if you had to choose between these 5 homes, what's your number one choice? And go through the list and rank them based on your priority. So 1 through 5. And once we have them ranked 1 through 5, then we're going to go out and view numbers 1, 2, and 3. How about that? So that's a plan, right? So that's a process. So you have 1 through 3, and we're going to go out. We're going to take a look at those top 3 properties because you've already said these 3 are your top 3. And what we want to do is we want to start by looking at your number one choice, your number one option. Because if your number one option is everything that you thought it was, because you rated it, right? You ranked it number one. So if that number one has what you want, then we should be writing an offer after we walk out that door. So we should not go any further. There's no need to continue to look at additional properties if you already know that your number one is still available, right? It's still an option for you. It's your number one choice. And when you viewed it, it was still your number one choice. It was everything that you thought it would be. And so now what happens next? That would be step number 4. So stay tuned. I'll see you next week as we walk through and talk about step number 4. But today we covered step number 3, the fun stuff. That is actually searching for a home, searching for your forever dream home. Thank you for watching. I'm Laquita Joseph of eXp Realty. Thank you.